From the purely Roblox player standpoint, the game looks quite dead, but apparently, big plans are in store. Hey there everyone, I'm Lars and I upload gaming content and gaming tutorials, and today I'm going over all the upcoming content for the game Heir of Terror as of recording. A little disclaimer to get out of the way, Heir of Terror and Heir of Terror 2 are going to be separate games. It looks like Heir of Terror, the original, will keep getting updated, but 99% of development will be going towards EOT2. I'll read the post of the first message from the lead developer, Aliens, before showing the rest of the content in sections. Many people around the community ask us questions like, when is the update? What happened to EOT? Or, game dead? Indeed, remaking this game from scratch takes time, but over a year is a little ridiculous. From the beginning, EOT has aspired to push boundaries as far as possible when it comes to visuals. Gameplay and balance-wise, it hasn't lived up on that front. The game has bugs, gameplay gets stale without updates. We've sought to make remedy for the bugs by reforming our QA testing process. But the problem of the stale loop gameplay remains a problem to be remedied. With our upcoming mesh deformation game update, dubbed EOT2, we're setting out to break that mold. Visually top-notch, yes. But this time we're aiming to totally reform gameplay and break the boredom streak you might encounter in the traditional Dinosaur game sense. Curious for a glimpse into what we're going to do to break that mold? Check what we've got to show you below, a glimpse into what's to come. And then they show some development images. So without further ado, let's see them. First up in the dinosaur area, Suchomimus. Suchomimus has been one of the dinosaurs the community has wanted for a very long time, and it looks great. Suchomimus is a piscivore diet animal, which means their main diet type will be the AI fish that will be coming in the future updates. The habitat for this creature will be swamps and deep rivers, where it's easy access to water and fish. But despite being a mainly fish-eating dinosaur, Suchomimus will apparently be one of the strongest playable dinosaurs in game, making it able to hunt smaller things or even similar-sized creatures to itself. Gallimimus. Gallimimus has been in the game for a while, but now will have a fresh coat of paint cosmetically and gameplay-wise. Apparently the main playstyle for the revamped Gallimimus will be powerful kick attacks that will cause severe damage to the player. Pachycephalosaurus. I'm personally most excited for this creature because Pachycephalosaurus is one of my favourite dinosaurs. Pachycephalosaurus, despite it being on the smaller end by in-game herbivore standards, will be no pushover. Its dome-sized head will be able to headbutt and clobber similar or smaller dinosaurs that get in its way. In fact, if hit with enough force, your character may be ragdolled or stunned for a temporary amount of time. Edmontosaurus. This large and community herbivore is making a return to Heir of Terror. Despite being quite bulky and able to hit you with powerful blows depending on the Edmontosaurus size, it will have decent speed and stamina, especially compared to something like the Camarasaurus. Last but definitely not least, Dinosaurs. Another heavily anticipated dinosaur, Dinosaurs finally makes an appearance. This creature is an omnivorous dinosaur who will be one of the largest, if not the biggest, of the omnivores as of recording. It will be a fun to play dinosaur with an array of different attacks, such as biting, swiping, and apparently having very strong legs, which could make it a fast swimmer or has decent speed. This dinosaur will actually be in EOT1 and EOT2, thanks to the voluntary modelers who are making an EOT1 compatible model for it. For the mechanics, I'll be reading what Aliens has to put, since they can explain it best. Perks. That's right, perks are finally coming to EOT, meaning there will be distinguishable differences between each player's dinosaur as they perfect their playstyle. This is a sample skill tree for the Utahraptor specifically, showing you different attributes you can choose to upgrade on your dinosaur. For example, the Sharp Jaws attribute will strengthen your bite damage, and upon reaching the final tier for upgrade, will also increase your bleed damage. Another perk you may choose to upgrade could be Keen Senses, which improves your ability to see at night as well as the distance so you can recognize tracks and other scent particles when you are using our upcoming scent feature. Combat Expansion. Combat in this dinosaur survival games has always traditionally been modelled after games like The Isle. We're all familiar with it, and it's a very simple system. Click to bite your opponent, deal damage, deal bleed, deal bone break, etc. Heir of Terror is going to break that mould. We are aiming to totally reform our combat system to be fleshed out with 2 new mechanics we are demoing. Number 1, Lock On. Players will be able to lock onto the opponent using a certain key, and their camera will be focused on the nearest dinosaur. They can switch to different dinosaurs using different keys, of course. Secondly, Grappling. Players will be able to knock down their opponent by running diagonally into them, and if they immediately bite down, they lock them into a pinned combat interaction. We'll see a more visually representative example of this as we add it into our testing game, but for now, stay tuned for more awesome info relating to this. Reworked nesting system. We've got a lot more to talk about than just the nest concept. Yes, we're bringing in multiple unique nest types and models that fit different creatures. We're also including a totally reworked system for actually creating the nest. At the moment, the details are not 100% finalized, but expect the nest creating process to involve the father piling up material in a certain spot, and this creates a base nest. A mother can choose to lay eggs into the nest, but this comes with risks. Eggs will be vulnerable to the weather, to the seasons, and obviously to other dinosaurs. If you want to maximize the fertility odds of those eggs, you can collect a second layer of thatch to apply on top of the nest to act as insulation to protect your eggs from the element as much as possible. Nest making won't be an easy task any longer, but at the end it will be very rewarding. Stay tuned for this feature, hopefully debuting in April. Better growth stages. Growth stages are in the works. The way that they are built allows us to more easily integrate them with our system, meaning you can expect these little guys to come in fast when the time comes. As of now, Utah, Para, Apache, and Camarasaurus have complete growth stages, with more on the way for the other dinosaurs as well. Growth itself would be receiving a rework that incentivizes players to stay on top of their game instead of hide in a bush. One way we plan to achieve this is by having players' growth depend on your management of survival stats, such as hunger and thirst. If you keep these values high, your dinos will be well nourished and grow faster. On the contrary, if you allow yourself to starve, you won't grow as fast as you ideally would be able to. This should hopefully keep you on your toes so you don't get complacent and hide out for much of the time. We have other mechanics planned to incentivize movement and reward engagement with the environment, where a dynamic growth system is going to make it an essential tool for the player if their goal is to reach adulthood and destroy your opposition. Here is something very exciting for my mobile player audience: revamped EOT and mobile GUI. It looks really great and simplistic to use, although I hope there's a tiny tutorial at the beginning of the game to explain to you what all the buttons do. For my PC player audience, here's the revamped GUI. Personally, I think it looks a lot better and more cohesive than the current game's UI, whilst keeping that nostalgic and dinosaur survival game GUI aesthetic. And here are my opinions of each section. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. First up, the dinosaurs. Although I do love the old ludicrous cunning fox type of models, even Ludicrous is moving away from that style as the models themselves are quite laggy and unoptimized, and the mesh models that have been coming out recently are stunning, and of course more easier to use. Great job to everyone on the modeling team. Although Dino is cool, the dinosaur I'm most excited for is Patchy. I can't wait to headbutt things as a tiny scaly horse. Secondly, the mechanics. I think my favourite mechanic is going to be the perks, because I believe it will add a lot to the game because it will give you a reason to come back and play the same dinosaur again and again. And lastly, the GUI. Like I said previously, I really like the direction of this GUI as it fits the game pretty well. What do you guys think? What is your favourite upcoming dinosaur mechanic? Let me know. Feel free to join the Heir of Terror Discord server so you can see the newest devlogs, concept skins, and more. But that's it for this video, guys, and remember, 1 like or 1 subscribe equals 1 pet for my cat Louie. See you in the next one.